Hello, my name is Jess and welcome to the Storyteller Fox. Come along and listen to read aloud books, be it for bedtime, story time, or simply to read along.
What do you think it is like to be happy? Well, what can you see in the front picture of this book? I can see a girl that looks so happy, and the title says Joy. Well, I wonder what this book is all about. Let's get started and read it. It's by Corinne Avarice and Isabel Folleth. Joy. Joy. By Corinne Avarice and Isabel Folleth. Fern loved Nana. She loved her butterfly cakes, her mantelpiece mice, and her cat, Snowball. Most of all, she loved her smile. But recently, Nana had stopped baking cakes. The mice were dusty and Snowball was more like a ball of fuzz. Worst of all, Nana hardly ever smiled. "What's wrong with Nana?" Fern asked her mum. "I don't know," Mum replied. "It's like the joy has gone out of her life." "What's joy?" asked Fern. "Joy is what makes your heart happy and your eyes twinkle. Like when we all do dancing after dinner, or when I get the giggles with Ernie, or when I go whooshing down a slide. Yes, a lovely big whoosh," said Mum. Nana deserved some whoosh, thought Fern, and if the joy had gone out of Nana's life, then she would bring it back. But where would Fern find it? And how would she carry it to Nana? She searched the house for a catching kit. A tin, a paper bag, a saucepan, a box with no lid, a lid with no box, a fishing net, and a pointy stick. Into Fern's catching bag it all went. That afternoon, Fern and her mum set off for the park. There would be plenty of joy there. No one would mind if she borrowed some for Nana. A puppy bounded towards Fern, its floppy ears flying up and down. "Bounce, bounce, bounce," Fern giggled. She felt the whoosh of joy. She tried to catch the bounce, but the bounce wouldn't go in the box. On the swing, a baby chuckled each time her daddy tickled her feet Tickle, tickle, chuckle, chuckle. Fern chuckled too. She felt the whoosh of joy. She tried to catch the chuckles. Then she tried to catch the tickles. But neither the chuckles nor the tickles would go in the tin. When Fern reached the duck pond, a shimmer of sun sparkles rippled across the water. Fern smiled. She felt the whoosh of joy. Nana would love this, she thought. She tried to catch the sparkles, first with her fishing net, then with her paper bag, finally with a scoop from her saucepan. But the sparkles just disappeared. Finding joy was easy, but catching it was hard. Fern walked home with heavy feet. She loved Nana and wanted to bring joy back into her life. But her catching bag was empty. Nana was snoozing in her chair. Fern laid her head on her arm. "What's the matter?" asked Nana. "I wanted to catch some joy for you, but I couldn't," said Fern sadly. Fern told Nana about all the things she had seen. To Fern's surprise, Nana smiled. It was the biggest, widest whoosh of a smile Fern had ever seen. "You don't need a tin or a box or a net to bring me joy," Nana said. "You bring me all the joy in the world just by being you." The next day, Fern took Nana to the park. Whoosh! Together, they found joy in the most unusual places. And this time, Fern's catching bag was full to the brim with Nana's delicious butterfly cakes. Isn't that so lovely? The end. How did you like the story? Wasn't that a wonderful story of finding joy, of finding happiness? Happiness could just be around the corner. It could also be, you could also be surrounded by joy, but not notice it. This is such a beautiful book.
My name is Jess, and today I will be reading you a story called A Little Bit Brave. It's by Nicola Kinya. I hope you enjoy the story. A Little Bit Brave. Logan was a stay-at-home bunny. His friend Luna was a daring one. She had new adventures every day. They sounded quite exciting, but rather frightening too. So whenever Luna said, "Come out with me, it's fun," Logan said, "Oh no, I'll never go outside. It's far too scary." At last, Luna had had enough. "You have to come out with me." "No," said Logan. "You're not fun," said Luna. "I'm too scared," said Logan. "Sometimes, Logan, you just have to be a little bit brave," shouted Luna, and she stomped out. Logan tried to have a normal morning. He watered his indoor plants. He dusted his shell collection. He baked some biscuits, but nothing felt right. He was very upset. Luna had never been angry with him before. "I have to make it up with her right away," he thought. There was just one problem. Luna was outside. It would be an adventure, and Logan had never had one of those. He had no idea what to pack, so he took a snorkel, a torch, and a tin of biscuits. Then he put on his favorite scarf, plucked up all his courage, and tiptoed out. It was strange and noisy in the woods. There was flapping and scurrying, tweeting and rustling. "I knew it would be scary," thought Logan. He took a deep breath and called, "Luna!" There was no reply. But lots of other animals scampered up. "Luna," they said. "She's the bravest bunny in the world. She dives into the river to collect shells," said an otter. She rides around the forest on my back," said a deer. "She explores the deep, dark caves and goes looking for bears," said a fox. "That sounds so scary," said Logan. "But if you do those things too," said a mouse, "perhaps you'll find her." So that's exactly what Logan did. First, he dived into the river. Splash! Ooh, it was chilly. It was lucky he'd packed his snorkel. There was a whole new world underwater. Logan saw fish and frogs and snails, but he didn't see Luna. Then he rode off with the deer. Whoosh! My, it was fast. It was lucky he'd brought his scarf to help him hold on. There was a whole new world in the woods. He saw sparrows and squirrels and butterflies, but he didn't see Luna. Then he tiptoed into a cave. Eek! It was lucky he'd packed his torch. There was a whole new world in the dark. He saw bats and spiders and sleeping bears, but he didn't see Luna. Logan was amazed at all the things he'd done. If only I could find Luna, he said. She'd be really proud of me. He was so chuffed he decided to have a biscuit. But before he could open his tin, he heard a shout. "Stay back, you wicked wolf!" That voice sounded very familiar. In fact, it sounded just like Luna. Oh no, a huge, hungry wolf was trying to eat her. Logan hid behind a tree. Suddenly, he didn't feel brave at all. "I want to go home," he whimpered. But he couldn't let Luna be eaten, so he picked up his biscuits, plucked up all his courage, and ran. "No!" he cried. "Don't eat Luna!" "Eat my biscuits!" The wolf was very surprised. "Biscuits?" he said. "I don't mind if I do," and he gobbled up the whole lot. The wolf was very friendly after that. "That was amazing," cried Luna. "When did you become so brave?" "I think it started this morning," said Logan, "when I was baking biscuits." Luna laughed. "Shall we go home and bake some more?" "I'd like that," said Logan. "But first..." "We need another adventure." The end. How did you like the story? It was a very interesting story about a little bunny who was trying to be brave, and finally he did make it to the world, and he figured out that it was quite fun and interesting to be out in the world and have an adventure with his friend Luna. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. You can also purchase the book by Nicola Kinnear at Book Depository. The link is below. Thank you so much. See you another time. Bye. Are you ready for some stories? Could be for your bedtime story time, or for stories just that you would like to listen to anytime, anywhere. Welcome here at the Storyteller Fox. In this session we have a book called Pandemonium. What do you think this book is about? It looks a bit chaotic that there is a panda holding a crocodile and a monkey and a hippo, and it looks like there's also a dancing skunk. Yes, a dancing skunk. Have you ever seen a dancing skunk before? Well, it's probably here at Pandemonium. This book is illustrated by Mark Chambers and written by Dan Crisp. Pandemonium. Written by Dan Crisp, illustrated by Mark Chambers. As the zookeeper snored, the great lion roared. And the octopus borrowed the keys. With tentacles nimble, he found it quite simple to open the locks with some ease. When all the animals were freed, the pandas agreed that the party should really begin. My goodness, look at that. The flamingo's excitement, party, at the panda's announcement caused the hyenas to grin. A change in the mood, pandemonium ensued, rousing even the dodo from sleep. A party all round, and despite all the sound, from the zookeeper, still not a peep. But just then, the skunk, who was dressed as a punk, did such an unsavory thing. Yes, a nasty pong. Now, who's made that stink? Said the polecat to the mink, as their eyes were beginning to sting. Back to your cages! That pong will stay for ages, squealed the elephant, knotting his trunk. On detecting the smell, the turtle put his head in his shell, and the monkey jumped back in his bunk. But then the zookeeper's nose and the tips of his toes suddenly started to twitch. He pricked up his ears, and his eyes filled with tears at the odor that was so very rich. He woke from his dreams, said, "I'm giving up beans," and returned to reading his paper. The end. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this story of Pandemonium. For more exciting stories, please always come back.
The end. And that's the end of our story time. For more bedtime stories, you can check on our YouTube playlist or listen to more Storytime compilations at the Storyteller Fox. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.